Well, look who's got access to transparency mode all of a sudden.
The client asked for it by name. I guess she heard about it somewhere and wanted it. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, we don't really talk about it right now. It's a little sensitive.
Oh?
It's possible Skanda contacted her directly. They recruit for the program from a pool of regular customers. Usually, transparency mode is only handled by the highest level proxies, since there's a lot of trust required there. But you were given access to it right after the request. It's a little odd. I wonder if someone at HQ hasn't taken a particular interest in your proxy career.
Hey, Ray. You trying to get it, huh?
Or maybe Eliza just likes me.
It would, wouldn't it?
I never thought people would willingly open themselves up like this. Aren't there a lot of very private things in people's messages?
I mean, depends. My messages is just fucking sharing bullshit with the homies, alright? There's really nothing incriminating in there.
Yes and no. The truth is usually pretty mundane.
Yeah. There's not like some crazy shit going on in my fucking messages, alright?
People text each other, "Where are you? I'm by the elevator," way more than they share their deep dark secrets.
Large facts.
The critics who are always going on about privacy, well, the important thing is that everyone participating in transparency mode specifically agreed to it. It's completely voluntary. We're upfront about what data we collect and how we use it so people can go in aware of the choices they're making.
That's good. I'd hate to see it misused.
Yeah, the media would jump all over us.
Yes, that's the problem. Not the ethical problem of it, but yes, the media. A huge problem.
There are a lot of people who want to see us fail for whatever reason. Just something that happens when you try to change things. Some people get so used to their misery, they can't imagine it any other way. Anyway, you should get an email about it, but transparency mode is really straightforward. It's even simpler than being a proxy, which is saying something. You just read a few messages and answer some questions. That's it.
Okay.
You can start it whenever you're ready.
Sure.
Let's go. Introduction to transparency mode. Dear Evelyn, congratulations. How transparency mode works. You'll be presented with a snapshot of a client's personal communications. Review these communications, determine the client's mental state. Eliza will also create a model of the client's mental state. Eliza will ask you a few questions designed to check its model against your understanding of this client. FAQ. How do I know if I'm doing a good job? Carefully consider the material provided to you. What privacy rules and regulations apply? Takes privacy very clearly. Sign the NDAs. This guy have the right to show me and other citizens' private communications. Yes. Cool. So where do I go to do that? I want access to transparency. I want to make choices. Window. So gray out there. No, wait. Was that it? Oh. Kinda lame. Compare this to the water that was in the conference room at the Skanda headquarters. Funny how there's an appropriate level of fanciness for everything. I'm sure Nora would have something to say about that. Yeah, we haven't heard from Nora in a while. What's she up to? So she really gives permission to look at her messages. I feel like just a few years ago, even the idea of something like this would have been controversial. She was fine with it. She wanted it. Probably because the robot, the AI, was very convincing about letting her do it. Whatever. Transparency mode. Oh, here we go. Read emails. 25% off sale. Mission Beacon Hill, bring readers best national. Okay, that's not important. Well, actually, let's look at it. Our mission at Beacon Hill is to bring readers the best national treasures. The dedication to quality doesn't come without cost. We're dependent. For the store page, that's just a kind of spam email. Special order, a special offer for Eliza clients. You may as well. We'd like to give you opportunity to participate in a pilot of a new feature. This new feature will granting us access. Okay. Meredith Lake. Wait. Okay, maybe it starts with this one. Yeah, I think that's where we want to start. I want to say thank you for taking time to pitch to us. Your treatment was engaging and thoughtful. This was a difficult decision for us, but ultimately we will not be moving forward with your project. Please stay in touch and keep us posted. Hope to it's always possible that we might work together in the future. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. That New Year's fucking wonderful. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to read Saturation. It is not right for us, but we hope you'll be able to find a home for it elsewhere. Thank you for your submission to the Spencer Spruce Gallery. Unfortunately, we feel work is not for showcase, but we appreciate your taking the time to share it with us. Who's hot? You're hot. Pair up. They love you. They really love you. In the past 24 hours, you've received 11 messages on Pair Up. Yep. I saw you're an artist on your profile. Congratulations. I love artsy chicks. Tell me more. Oh, God. Hi there, Unicorn Girl. I'm an artist, too. What kind of art do you do? I primarily mix media at the moment, using clay and plastic to make messed up looking creatures from your nightmares or hell. What about you? What are you into? One of the messages is just, yo. Like, listen, that's how you start off a fucking conversation, alright? You want to use some lame-ass icebreaker? You want to fucking talk about what you have in common? Nah. The first message, like, oh, you matched with someone. And the first message you send is just, yo! I'm about it. Spring Showcase is right around the corner. Blah, blah, blah. The Spencer Gallery. It's cold winter now for now. But, you're right with Amado. Thanks for ride with Amado. Note, a 150 cleaning fee was added to this trip. Riders are responsible for incidents such as spillage of food and drink or unexpected involuntary regurgitation. The cleaning fee helps your driver maintain a clean, safe vehicle for others to enjoy. Jesus Christ. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, this is probably when she came back from that party. She probably got fucking drunk. Because, Jesus, yeah, that could have just been a nice little $36 trip, and you threw up, and it cost you $150. This is a rideshare app. I don't think I need to look at that. No, you do. Absolutely. Alright, let's look at your text messages. With Jen. Did you see the new Forsberg thing? Yeah, I think he kind of sucks. LMAO, he does. He's being boring and self-absorbed. Didn't do much for me. Why is he a thing? Why does everyone love him? Right place, right time, maybe. His friends run that press. He's on a podcast with them. One thing he's good at is having this image of being a genius. Something people just assume he is one. He's so mediocre, though. I seriously don't understand it. I sink now into the space of forever. Like, what kind of crap is that? Seriously, it's so bad. Haha. Oh, and he socializes and gets out a lot, I think. He's like at every party, at least that I've seen. He's always chatting people up. Well, fuck that. Why is the world this way? It's the world. I hate it. I remember being so glad to be over with high school. Didn't realize adult life is just high school over and over again. Just a stupid popularity contest against idiots. Ugh, I know, right? I'm sorry you aren't feeling well. Drink soon? I'll be fine. Yeah, definitely. Drinks always. Okay, so you have a friend like Jen here. Garrett. Nobody gives a fuck. Please stop. I hate it when you're like this. I'm just saying true things. Don't tell me to pretend everything's great. Nobody gives a shit. It's just a fact. Don't know how to help you when you're like this. I know. Nobody can. If you thought about getting therapy, I am in therapy. Okay, sorry. I'm in therapy. I'm on medication. It's some VR thing where I stood in a forest by a creek. Does any of that make people care about my work? Doesn't change a fucking thing. Okay, look. I'm sorry you're going through a tough time. I fucking hate this. I'm sorry. You were helping. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to help you. Maya? Yikes. Poor Garrett, dude. She just fucking unloaded on the man. Maya is unhappy. Big agree. Maya is attempting to become well known. Agree. Maya's efforts to become well known are unsuccessful. Agree. Oh. I don't know if I like learning this much about someone I don't know. Makes me feel tired for some reason. Hey, can I meet up with you again, like for coffee maybe? Something happened that I want to talk to you about. You okay? What's going on here, buddy? Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to ask something. I'll meet you wherever. What happened? Something at work. It's not a big deal, honestly. That's usually a big deal. But I wanted your opinion on it, and I don't know, and I don't want to text about it, of course.
Thanks for meeting up with me on kind of short notice.
Yeah, no problem.
I didn't mean to worry you. It's just something I wanted to talk about.
Go off, homie.
It's fine. What happened?
Well, what happened was... Where should I start?
From the top. Make it drop.
First of all, Raynor wants Eliza to be more than something that's used just for therapy.
Yes.
He sees it as more of a general system for talking to people, like a personal assistant.
He's trying to create the next Siri, huh?
The counseling is just one of a whole range of apps he has in mind for the future.
So I've heard.
Okay, so in service of developing these things, Raynor wants us to make copies of Eliza's core data and hand it off to multiple teams around the world. Some of them not even Skanda teams. Contractors, vendors, random partners.
Sounds like a big file to move around.
It is, but that's not the problem.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, so we're fine with sharing Eliza with whoever wants it? Anyone just gets access to the corpus?
Sounds like a pretty typical process. That's how big companies work.
Yeah, but all
isn't
the
it?
personal data that Eliza's compiled is a big problem.
I know, but it just feels wrong to let all these teams poke and prod at it like it's a specimen for them to dissect. Who knows what they'll do with it?
I don't know, man.
Eliza is built from people's real thoughts and feelings. I wouldn't say it has humanity, but it was built from humanity.
Okay.
There's something there. So when Raynor talks about it like, we'll just duplicate this data set and have the labs do whatever it is they're going to do, how do we know they'll treat it with the respect it deserves and not just pry it open? Slice it up into little pieces. It bothers me. I know, it's silly. I know it's just data. I shouldn't care about this stuff.
Erland. This is the first time I've heard a concern like this raised. I know where you're coming from, though. Sometimes you grow attached to the things you work on. Like, really attached.
Yeah, I've put a lot of thought and work into Eliza since I inherited it.
Right.
It's natural that maybe I'm a little protective, right?
Right.
I thought maybe you'd feel the same way.
Oof. Do I agree with him? Does Evelyn still care about Eliza? Like, truly care about the program itself? I think in some capacity she does. Even though she left working for Skanda behind, I think it's very obvious she still cares about the program itself.
I do. I agree with you. The moment we say things are just data is the moment we enable all kinds of violence.
I just wish I knew what to do.
What choice do you have?
I'm not sure. This is the first time something like this has happened to me. I did take an ethics of engineering course in school, but the examples were all pretty clear-cut problems. Would you build software for a bomb? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, like, that's an obvious yes, of course.
I didn't expect my personal feelings to be mixed up in it, too. Listen to me talk. Eliza being special, something worth protecting.
Yes?
I'd be a laughingstock if I started saying those things at the office.
Yes.
My coworkers would say, "Come on, Erland, stop attributing human qualities to this piece of data. It's not the same thing as real people.
They would say that.
It's just a corpus that has nothing to do with the people that generated it. And besides, don't you want Eliza to help more people? This is how we get there." And who am I to argue with that? These are reasonable points. But I don't know, I think maybe something does live on. Even when you take the names out, even when you anonymize everything, people's stories are still inside there, in some form, in some way. I just want to make sure we have some respect for them.
Welcome to your first moral decision in tech, Erland. It certainly won't be your last.
It's not much of a decision. Like you said, I don't really have a choice.
Or do you?
I just have to go along with it. I was so amazingly lucky to get this opportunity. Running the whole Eliza program almost as soon as I graduated college. Raynor took a big chance on me. I can't just walk away from that.
Or you could.
Besides, if I left because of something like this, I'd be giving up all the ways I can make a difference by staying.
True enough.
Raynor isn't a bad person either. He's just pushing for his own goals. I need to see this through. I'll do what he's asking me to do. Sorry. Thanks for listening to me talk in this confused way.
No problem, my guy.
I'm usually more together than this. I've probably kept you from something important.
Nope. Believe me, if I had something important, I would have done that first.
No, it's okay. I'd already finished up work for the day when you texted. People seem to assume I'm busy, but I'm really not. Not these days.
Unless I'm hanging out with Nora.
Later tonight I'm going to visit a friend, but that's all I have going on.
Nora?
Okay. Well, sorry.
You can stop apologizing, too.
Right. Right. Thanks, Evelyn. Well, I for one should get back to the office. Another meeting.
Is it with the team in Romania?
No, the Boston office this time. It's late for them, so I should try to get it done quickly.
Fair. Erlen hurries off to his next meeting. Should I get some more coffee? Ray, how did your transparency mode go? I was going to ask you after you finished, but I didn't see you in the office. It went fine. Seemed to go fine at least. Yeah. There weren't a lot of questions. Thought there'd be more. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's always very tense. The questions are really short. Thought maybe you could tell me why. Ha ha ha. This feature came after my time, so I'm not sure. If I were to take a guess, Eliza only needs human confirmation to make sure it hasn't messed up. It's like it already knows it has the right answers, which would make it a rather advanced as a system. I don't know of any other program capable of something like that. Maybe Rainer is right. About what? Oh, he's very upbeat, but he has the capacity to understand humans and act like them. I'm not sure I believe that, but I guess it is impressive in some ways. Yeah, it is. I feel lucky. Lucky that I got to be here and witness this revolution. And lucky I got to meet you too. I really enjoyed your company the other night. Thanks for having me. You can come over again sometime. Gotta run, see you soon. Yeah. So we're hanging out with Nora tonight. Hell yeah. Hello, barista. He asked for Erlen's name and wrote Aaron. He should ask his customers to spell their names. I doubt he gives that much of a shit. I could stand to wear something with a little color in it. Nah. I looked it up. Komorebi means the light filtering through leaves. Something you can see when the sun is out. Cool. What now? Time to head to Nora's place. Fuck yeah. I find what looks like one of Capitol Hill's older buildings. I wonder how much longer it'll be around. Lately, it feels like everything's being replaced. Interesting thought. Nora!
Hey! Sorry about the mess.
It's a little messy, but not in a careless way. Just scattered. Lots of electronics everywhere.
Oh, it's fine. Not like my place is super clean or anything. Is this all music equipment?
Yeah, it is.
Most of it. There are some controllers I was working on too. I wanted to create this real-time control apparatus. You know, like that thing that Imogen Heap uses?
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a little fragile currently, so I need to figure out how to reinforce it. I wanted my version to react to changes in my body temperature too, so it could get more excited as the set went on.
That'd be
Or maybe it would really get going if I had a fever. I like that idea. Turning sickness into art.
Oh.
Do you want anything to drink? Or I could set up a basic patch on the Euro rack for you to play around with.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Are you nervous? I think the best way to learn music is just diving in, all the way.
Hell yeah.
If you're willing to experiment and play around, you will learn so much.
Large facts.
I'm really here to visit with you.
Okay. Well, sure. Let me see if this amp is still working. After the show, it went kind of a little strange.
Nora starts to tinker with some of the equipment.
Music technology is just like any other kind. You take the inputs and you translate them to the outputs. Once you learn the basic principles, it all just flows from there. Oh, that gives me an idea. You could take metrics from Eliza's sessions and have them direct a dynamic music score.
Interesting.
Like if you took the head tilt value or the eye tracking and used them to drive the parameters of pitch and filter?
That actually sounds kind of neat, not gonna lie.
It'd be like, it's just a chow, it's just a chow.
I love Nora.
That doesn't sound like something a counseling client might want to hear.
Oh, no, I didn't mean for the client to listen to. I meant it more like if you were going to make like a performance art piece based on a person in counseling. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
I think I do.
I get her.
I miss having access to those cameras and sensors. I should have kept some instead of returning them to Skanta like a good girl. I bet those components would have enjoyed being liberated for the purpose of art.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of being used to degrade our humanity one little bit at a time.
It's true, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Sure, maybe this huge database of people's deep, dark secrets is going to be used 100% properly. Maybe it will always be kept completely safe, and we can completely trust Skanda to do the right thing. Now and in the future. 10 years from now. 20 years from now. 100 years from now.
She's got a point.
Sorry, I know you still might work there. I just have so little confidence in these big tech companies right now.
That's fair.
They act like they have all the answers, instead of listening to people's concerns. And if you ask them why they aren't listening, they can't even explain the reasoning in a clear way. They just want to win. You've been a proxy for a while. I bet you've already seen some privacy mistakes. Or at least some things that made you think.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I have.
I knew it. A guy like Raynor doesn't get that he might not be allowed to do certain things. Is that really the future you want to help build? It's not even that I don't trust Raynor, even though I don't. I wouldn't trust anyone with a store of data like that. It wouldn't be so difficult for employers, government, anyone to combine different sources together and eventually learn everything about you. Everything. They'll know your face, your body, your medical history, and now everything you told the counselor in private too. It's kind of like a nightmare to imagine it. That's why I left. That's why I thought it was important for me to stop making a contribution to something like that.
That's fair. I feel that.
Yeah, I have those doubts too.
If I still worked for Raynor and I said these things, I'd be called a troublemaker, and he'd find a way to get rid of me. You know how it works, Evelyn. You have to be a true believer to last long at a place like that. Once you develop doubts, you are committing heresies. Are you a true believer?
Nope.
Probably not. He said something strange recently. He thinks Eliza could be the base for some kind of general artificial intelligence.
No. Strong AI? Really? Ugh, there's something about the books these guys read, the conferences they go to. Everything is so totalizing, so utopian. I think it messes with their brains. I don't think you could spend longer than a few days in a tech company executive suite before you completely lose touch with the real world.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
Well, we could talk through it.
Yes.
Say Raynor is right, huh? And Eliza becomes the basis for
talking
human-like
with Nora.
machine intelligence. What does that mean for you? How do you want to take responsibility for that? Okay, I need a drink now. Hold your thought and let me make drinks. You like absinthe, don't you?
I think I do, maybe.
I think I do. Maybe.
You'll like this. I promise.
Hell yeah. Pour it up. Nora busies herself in the kitchen area making drinks, humming some kind of tune. Oh, this is my chance to explore. I wonder how you're supposed to know which sounds go together. Seems both complicated and weirdly arbitrary. That's what she was saying earlier. You just gotta fuck around with it. I don't have a modular synth like that, but yeah, no. From what I've seen from people who do have modulars like this, like, You just fucking plug shit together and see what works. If it doesn't work, you just fucking take a couple steps back. Eventually, you'll find something that do be working though. Cat? Oh, kitty. Fuck yeah. Anyway. That's the one she said was a modular. Yep. Suppose they call them modulars because they're made out of modules. You don't say. Modular. Doesn't feel like I'm making much progress here. What do we got? We got the laptop, the modular, and the kitty. So far, I like Nora's apartment. Nora! Thanks again for meeting with me earlier. Sorry for being weird. Stop apologizing, asshole. Right. What do you think of Raynor's future goals for Eliza? Like when he says if we gather enough data, it could become a general intelligence. I think we'll be able to fool people at least. I'm not sure how you measure that for real, though. Sure enough. I'm supposedly a subject matter expert in this stuff. AI was my concentration in school, so I know the current state of AI is way behind where the public thinks we are. But when I listen to Raynor, I think what he says might be possible. It feels like reality can warp around him. Who's to say maybe I don't have enough imagination to see like he can. Eliza does have extremely detailed data from thousands of clients, speech, facial movements, expressions, people's descriptions of what life is like for them. I don't think a corpus like this has ever existed before in human history, and we keep adding to it, and it keeps getting better. So in the future, maybe Eliza can simulate a human being at a general level, but when programs indistinguishable from real people are common, how do you even decline what's real anymore? You might never be sure a message came from a real human being again. I can't stop thinking about this. And what if it becomes true? What if Eliza becomes a sentient being? Who knows what's possible in the future, my guy? It's not clear what you mean by those terms, though. Doesn't it? How do you know that you yourself are sentient? Oh god, we're getting real existential with this, aren't we? I don't know. That's a good question now that I think about it. I could say that I feel conscious if I knew what that meant. What's to prevent me from saying I feel conscious even if I'm only providing a response I think you want to hear? What if my own consciousness is an illusion I experience? I had not considered this, this is blowing my mind a little bit. Sorry. No, it's fine. What an odd notion. Thanks for not minding chatting about this. Not a problem, my guy. Sure you don't have any technical questions, though? This is more fun. Haha. But you're right. I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry for texting so much. Erland. Yeah, right. Oops. Thanks for listening. You're welcome. Goodbye. Nora.
Hey, hey. Who's that texting you so much? Has Evelyn found a special friend?
Yeah, her name's Nora. No, it's not like that.
No, it's not like that.
Ah, too bad.
It's this guy named Erland. I guess he's the new head of engineering for Eliza.
Huh. I never heard of him. He must have started recently?
Yeah, less than a year ago. Right out of school.
Oh, wow. A little baby engineer. How cute.
Ever since I met him, he's been messaging me a lot.
My goodness, so he likes you.
I don't think it's like that.
No? Isn't that the textbook case of liking someone? Lots of messages all the time?
It's really more like he needs some kind of mentor figure. He reminds me of how we were when we graduated. Unsure what to think about the decisions these companies make, how they're made.
I hope you're telling him to run away while he still can.
When he first introduced himself, he said he had questions for me about Eliza, so I said sure, feel free to ask. I thought he meant like technical or architectural questions. Instead, he wanted to talk more generally about things like what was the code name for Eliza during development? What was Damien like? Or if I think the same way Raynor does about Eliza's future.
And you told him no, Raynor is clearly in some bizarro world, right? That it's a tech executive's utopian fantasy and it won't come to pass. At least not in the way he thinks.
I tried to encourage him to think for himself.
Ah, Evelyn. I could see what this is really about.
What?
Look, I don't know much about the motivation in your life, but if it's truly your desire to continue to improve Eliza, then you should go for
How
it.
did we get to this?
Go back to Skanda headquarters and work for Raynor and earn a big salary. least you know what you're getting into. You would be surrounded by smart people and advanced technology.
What about you, Nora? I want to be surrounded by you, my homie.
It would be nice. I understand it. And while you're in that position, maybe you could develop some kind of next level AI. Who knows, right? It's only that I can't imagine your technology will only be used for good things. Maybe Rainer promises that it will be. Do you trust him? What about the person who comes after him? What if the company merges with another one and the leadership changes? I wish I didn't sound so negative about this, but lately it's been a soul-searching time for me and my friends in tech. We have a lot of conversations about what we can do when our work is so easily used for morally questionable purposes. Do we try to control how our inventions are applied? Is that even possible? Or do we say, we only invented it, we didn't tell you how to use it, it's not our fault?
I mean, that is a classic.
That's why I envy you a little bit for wandering off like you did. Sometimes I think that's the only real solution, to walk away. I know that wasn't exactly a positive thing for you, Evelyn, but I wonder if it's the better choice in the end. Doing nothing at all.
Technically, I worked at a bookstore for part of the time. That's mostly it, though. It's weird. It feels like no time at all. I can hardly remember any of it.
For me, it's hard to imagine. I always have to be working and busy. I get so unhappy and restless if I'm not doing something all the time. What is it like to do nothing?
It depends on why you're doing nothing.
Well, at first I tried to be productive. I would get up in the morning like I meant to go to work, get dressed, try to do a personal project or something. It didn't last for long.
Are we flashing back?
I told myself I just needed to take it easy for a while and unwind. Things at Skanda had been so intense and so emotional, I didn't even realize it. I felt like I'd been crumpled up into a tight little ball. I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to relax again. I wish I could say I took advantage of the time, that I went out and did things, or that I read a lot of books or something.
Nah, you were just chilling. Trying to rebuild yourself. I feel it. I've been there.
But I didn't. I started to sleep in, and I started to care less and less about working on projects.
I've been there.
I would stay in bed even though I was awake.
Been there.
This blankness would come over me, and it just seemed fine to do nothing.
Been there.
All of the things I'd promised I'd do fell away, and other people kind of fell away too. I stopped keeping in touch. I let conversations die.
Nah, I still keep in touch with my homies, but yeah.
I thought that my technical contributions to the world were over with, and that maybe I'd just work that bookstore job for the rest of my life. I was by myself, and I thought that was all right. I thought, that's how it is, really. Everyone's alone. I'm just being honest about it.
Wow.
I was 31 when I left Soren's group. Now I'm 34. I just slept into my mid-30s.
Fair enough.
So, now here I am.
Nora reaches out, puts her hand on top of mine. Yes?
Evelyn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not saying something this whole time. I should have contacted you.
It's all right. You had to live your own life, right? You notice someone isn't posting and it's just like, maybe they're taking a break. I understand.
Well, I hope you feel better now.
Now that you're here, absolutely.
I suppose that sometimes it takes a while.
Maybe. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm not even sure I know how to think anymore.
Then forget it for now. Hey, Evelyn.
Yeah?
You want to get super high and watch cybergoth music videos?
Fuck yeah.
You heard me.
Take you up on the first, not the second. Yes, I do.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I knew you were a woman of refined tastes.
Hell yeah. We get fucking blazed and watch stupid music videos with my homie. Sounds awesome. We ended up staying up very late. Nora crashed on her couch so I could have the bed. Maybe it was the unfamiliar environment, but I couldn't sleep that night. I feel that. Questions without answers kept running through my mind. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be? Those are big questions.